Do you have what it takes to own a space? Absolutely. With experience both on camera and off, Hollywood-based media expert and author of the book Rising Up from Mental Slavery, How to Unleash Your Infinite Potential, Katerina Cozias knows that no matter what field you're in, excellence in communication really does make all the difference when it comes to achieving success in business. As a recognized leader in her field of media and presenting, Katerina has perfected the art of communication and engages her audiences to take action. Here with Media Mindset, how to use communication and charisma to unleash your infinite potential. Help me welcome Katerina Cozias, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm taking a moment to take this in because I am so happy to be here in Dallas today in this beautiful, majestic theater with you. Thursday afternoon, it's a little past the hour, and I thank you for having me. How many of you woke up this morning feeling super confident? Thank you. How many of you woke up this morning wishing you were feeling super confident? Thank you. My name is Katerina Cozias, and I'm a Hollywood-based TV host and media specialist. I host my own program, and I report from some of Hollywood's most prestigious red carpets. I have worked internationally in media and communications for over 10 years, and I now own a company that trains people on how to show up in the most effective way, both on camera and off. How many of you would love more money in your bank accounts? Now, forget bank accounts. How many of you would love more money in your pockets right now? Yes? Yes. Thank you. What we're going to do today is we're going to talk about the importance of mastering your media mindset. Now, what the heck is a media mindset, Katerina? Well, that's what we're going to go into in just a little bit. But before we do that, I'd like to invite you on a journey. Because you see, sometimes we get stuck before we even get started. Now, we don't have much time together today. Today we only have 25 minutes, so what I'd love you to do, please, is put your phones away. Because this could be the most impactful 25 minutes of your life, and I am not BSing you right now. So if your phone is out, please put it away, because we're going to go through some great content right now. When I was a little girl, I had a big dream. How many of you had a dream as a child? We've heard about some dreams. We just heard about Rich Allen's dream, yes? How many of you right now are living that dream? Thank you. How many wish you were living that dream? Well, I am living my dream. I really am. But it wasn't always like this. You see, I'm going to put the Hollywood stuff away for just a minute. I am a small-town girl from Calgary, Canada. That's right. Anyone been to the Calgary Stampede? Yes? I love coming to Texas because Texas and Alberta are a little bit like this, right? So Calgary Stampede, for those of you that haven't been up there, you really must go. And for those of you who may never have heard of it, it's a big cowboy rodeo festival that if you're from Texas, you are going to love. So here I was as a little girl. And I had a big dream, and my big dream was to head to Hollywood. You see, I was going to become the next big TV host. That's right. Not an actress. I'm not an actor, but a TV host. So I was going to become the next cross between Barbara Walters meets Katie Couric, but brunette, right? So that was my big dream. But when it came down to crunch time, when it came to that point as you're graduating high school where you have to decide where you're going to go in life, I allowed my head to speak louder than my heart. I allowed perceived security to speak louder than my passion. Because I didn't know anything about Hollywood, right? How do you get on TV? I don't know. And so I thought, well, then I better not try. So I decided to go into corporate America. Anyone in corporate America out there? Yes? Spend some time? Thank you. I know we have a lot of entrepreneurs in the room today, but maybe you've spent some time in corporate America, and corporate America is great. Don't get me wrong. I spent many, many years sitting behind an office, typing away on an Excel spreadsheet, and I had, on paper, I was doing amazing. I had a corner office and a catchy job title and cushy job security, right? That job security. Because you know what? Had I gone to Hollywood, well, I might be flipping burgers on Sunset Boulevard. But as an investment banker, well, heck, I was buying $25 burgers, right? Life was good. I was miserable. I was unfulfilled. And one morning, I wake up, and 10 years had gone by. 10 years had gone by. And I woke up one morning. Now, I want you to imagine this for just a minute. This is up in Canada, right? And it's cold, and it's dark, and it's about 6 o'clock in the morning. I pick up my alarm clock, and I look at it, and this was before my laser eye surgery, so I look at my alarm clock, and I say to myself, I don't want to get up out of bed. I don't want to go there. And I just had this feeling of anxiety, of just trepidation, where you're feeling that. How many of you have felt that? Where you just don't want to go back into that groundhog life? Corporate was great for some people. It wasn't great for me. Imagine a fruit on a vine, right? You've got this lush, plump fruit on a vine, and it's there, and it's ripe. And what are you supposed to do with it? You're supposed to take it and harvest it and mold it into something and turn it into a pie. But you don't pluck it. You just leave it up there. And what happens is it starts to wither. And it starts to wither, and it starts to just, And in that moment, I thought, I cannot go back. I cannot go back. So I didn't. I quit my job. Yes, I did. Now, you may be thinking, excellent, Katerina, so obviously you quit your job and you went to follow your dream. No, I didn't. Because what happened then? Oh, come on. That's when the self-doubt pops in. That's when the limiting belief dialogue starts to play out. That's when you start hearing things like, Katerina, you can't go to Hollywood now. You're 10 years too late. You can't go make your dream happen. You don't even know how to start. Worse yet, what are other people going to think, right? They're going to think, who the heck does she think she is going to Hollywood? And so there I was, for a second time, at a fork in the road. I have a confession to make. I am a recovering perfectionist. Any recovering perfectionists out there? Anyone live with a perfectionist? Thank you. Yes, perfection is tough. Public speaking is one of the greatest fears out there. Speaking in public and on camera. Public speaking, number 1. Fear of heights, number 2. Fear of spiders, number 3. Now, the thing is, with the other two, there is a little bit of a practical fear of physical threat. But with public speaking, there really isn't. I mean, come on. Okay, maybe there's a little excessive perspiration that could happen. But there's no real public, not public, but, well, I guess it could be public, but physical threat. And what I realized in that moment is, Katerina, it's not the fear of public speaking that gets most people. It's the fear of public judgment. What are you holding yourself back from because you fear what your neighbor might say, or what your parents might say, or what your spouse might say? And so here I was at a fork in the road, and I once again chickened out. I chickened out, and I decided that I couldn't go to Hollywood. I couldn't chase my dream. That was a kid's dream, right? I mean, we all let our kid dreams go. And 10 more years went by. 10 more years. Now, yes, what happened was I quit my corporate job in finance, and I transitioned over to a corporate job in communications. And it was great. It was media and communications, and I've traveled to Dubai and Hong Kong and Barcelona, and today I'm in Dallas. But it wasn't my dream. And when 10 more years went by, and I woke up again, and I had that same feeling inside me, that feeling of just living my life incorrectly, I realized that, Katerina, what you're doing is you are letting your dream die on that vine. And I couldn't let myself do that any longer. Now it was time. Now it was time. So what did I do? I quit my job. You're getting the hang of this, right? Katerina quits her job every 10 years. Okay, but this time, I had no choice. We were going to make it happen. So off I go to hoof it to Hollywood. And I know nobody. And I know nothing about TV world. And what do? Well, you go get an agent, right? When you go to Hollywood, you get an agent. Wrong. Do not go to Hollywood and get an agent unless you know what you're doing. And I didn't know. But because I had pretty good communication skills, I managed to wrangle myself an interview, an audition with one of the top host talent managers in Hollywood. Now, that's a thing. This woman was responsible for putting on TV almost every host that you see when you click that, that switcher and your TV turns on. And here I am, and I stand in front of her, and I'm ready to go. And I bombed. I had no idea what I was doing. No idea. And I got there, and do you remember those old black and white movies where they had the comedian, and he was so bad that they'd hook him, come out from the side and hook him in, right? I was looking around for this hook. I'm going, please let this hook happen. Or, maybe one of those, the big LA earthquake that everyone's waiting for, right? Let the earth open up and take me in, please. But it didn't. And I ended up crying all the way home. And I wanted to pack my bags. These are bags that I hadn't even unpacked yet. I wanted to pack my bags, and I wanted to go back to security and to comfort and to convenience and to certainty. But I said to myself in that moment, Katerina, this is your chance. You've already allowed 20 years to go by. Can you allow another 20 years to go by? Anyone here ever snowboarded? Any snowboarders in the room today? Yes? Thank you. Anyone never been snowboarding? Thank you. Whether you've been snowboarding or not, I'd like you to just imagine this with me for a moment. It's the first day on the ski hill, and you take your snowboard out, and you have, for those of you that have tried snowboarding, you know this, you'll know what I'm talking about. You have these illusions of grandeur, right? You're going to get on that slope, and you're just going to go. After all, it's a little board and some, frozen ice. How hard can it be? And what happens that first day you try snowboarding? You fall on your butt. And you get up, and you fall on your butt. And you fall on your butt, and you fall on your butt. You can't go 2 feet without falling on your butt. And you have a choice at the end of that day. You can either wake up the next morning and take your little bruised butt and your big bruised ego back out onto that hill and try again, or you can quit. I knew in that moment I had to get over this need that I had to be perfect. I had to get over this thought in my head that it's too late for me. I had to allow myself to dare to suck. Because if you don't dare to suck, you will remain stuck. You must dare to suck. So what did I do? I got up the next morning and I went back out there. And I proceeded to study intensely the art of how to show up on camera for 3 years. For 3 years. And boy, am I ever glad I did. Because now, life is moving in the direction that I want it to move to. I own my own talk show. I own my own media company. I now speak on stages, and I am a best-selling author. And without tooting my own horn, I am driving my dream car down Rodeo Drive, baby. And I make more money in an hour than I used to make in a month. Why? Because I dared to suck. It is incredibly important that you be willing to take a chance on yourself and on your business. We just heard from Rich Allen about the importance of cultivating clients and client bases. So what we do at our company is we work with companies like yours, with people like you, to help them show up in the most authentic way they can. We work with people all over the country on what we call media mindset mastery. Now, in a moment, I'm going to talk about what that means and how you master your media mindset. But first, what I'd like you to do is think about this for a minute. People determine their opinion of you in half a second. Half a second. In 2 seconds, that opinion starts to turn towards the negative. So why would you ever risk walking into a room, walking into a meeting, getting in front of a customer or a potential financier and not being able to knock that first impression out of the park? It comes down to authenticity and presence, not pretense, not this photoshopped, Insta-storied world we're all being told we have to live in, but presence. So what I'd love for you to do with me for a moment is I want us to just sit in our own authentic power. Let's close our eyes for a minute. I'm going to do this with you. Let's close our eyes, and I'd like you to take a deep breath in through your nose, hold it, and out through your mouth. With your eyes still closed, I'd like you just to feel into that presence. That's you. That's you in all your glory. How are you showing up for your life? Okay, so media mindset mastery. We'll get to some tactical here for you. What that means is whether or not you have any ideas, any thoughts, any desires to get up in front of a camera. I don't know, maybe you'd like to be featured on the Today Show or Good Morning America or be interviewed by Kelly Ripa or Oprah Winfrey. Maybe you would, maybe you wouldn't. Doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, these skills translate into your daily life. If you want to catapult yourself ahead of the competition, these are skills you can master. So what is involved in a media mindset? Number 1, communication. Number 2, personal confidence. And number 3, innate charisma. Each of us has these intangibles within us, and each of us can cultivate that in our own unique way. There's a balance for those 3 things, and each of us brings a different balance, a different set of ratios of those 3 to the table. Now, how many of you know that your business could benefit from increased communication? Yes? Thank you. How many of you just wish it was happy hour? Yes? Okay, well, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's only 2:30 here, so bear with me for just a little bit longer. Because what I'd like to do now is just peel those layers back a little bit. You have to dare to suck, or you're going to remain stuck. Number 1, media mindset comes with the important value of communication. Communication is key. Did you know that only 7% of what we communicate comes from our words? 30% comes from our voice, our tonality, the inflection, articulation, enunciation. Did you know the power of the pause and how that can affect your ability to close a deal? Which leaves about 50 to 55% that comes from nonverbal communication, right? Are you smiling? Are your feet pointed in the right direction? Is your eyebrow raised? And if your eyebrow is raised, what does that signify to the other person across the table or through the lens? Mastery of communication is absolutely key to get you to where you want to be. Number 2, personal confidence. It is a fact. Confident people get further in life. They just do. But the beautiful thing is, confidence can be learned. Why not master confidently that ability within yourself to align people to you? Or better yet, to confidently move them out of your way so that they don't stand as a barrier towards you and what you want to get. And number 3 is charisma. Imagine walking into a room and owning it. Walking in with that same level of confidence and charisma as your favorite movie star, right? I mean, does Brad Pitt have any more charisma than you? No. He just decided one day that it was bloody time to turn it on. Mastery of communication, of confidence, and of charisma can absolutely allow you to fold time. It is incredibly important that you master these intangible social lubricants because they can catapult you to that next level on your own personal mountain. I have trained, and I have studied, and I have cried, and I have paid to get here. And I am so happy that I have. And I know the roadmap that can help take you there. So if what I've talked about today resonates with you, I'd love to invite you to come and see us at the back of the room, because we really would love to work with you. And we work with customers and clients in two capacities. So the first is to work on your media mindset. Again, whether you ever want to show up in the media or not, to cultivate your confidence, charisma, and communication. And number two, for those that do want to get featured in the media, for those that do recognize that your business has to be seen, we work with you to make media matter. Because if nobody knows you're in business, you're not really in business. One of the biggest mistakes that we're seeing these days is people are not leveraging all four pillars of the media. Now, what are the four pillars? Television, radio, print, and digital. People say to me, Katerina, I'm good. I have my Facebook page. It's a Facebook business page. And I say to them, excellent. Does your mom like your page? People are underestimating and undervaluing the immense amount of third-party credibility and subconscious yesness that happens when a potential client or partner or investor sees that you've been vetted by your local Channel 6 or the Wall Street Journal or Sirius XM. Do you ever listen to Sirius XM in your car and wonder, how the heck did those people get on there? You have to make media matter for your business. Now, we only have a few minutes here, so in the interest of time, I do want to leave you with a few takeaways. So if it's okay with you, now I'd love to invite you to take your phones back out. So if you could, what I'd like to do is leave you with a couple of gifts and also to make an offer for those that are interested. I'd like you to type the word media to a number that I'm just about to give you. And what that is going to get you are our 3 pillars to get you started in bringing forth your visibility, your company's visibility in the media. So 3 things you need to do is you need to pitch, you need to polish, and you need to promote your message. By typing in the word media, we'll get you started on how you can do that. And as a bonus to that, and we don't do this often, but I do it when I'm in a room full of people that have already proven that they're investing in themselves. By going to this link, you'll have access to my personal calendar, direct access into it. I work with companies. I've been doing this for 12 years almost, and I have the ability to laser coach you through where you are on the Media Mindset platform to see what we can do to really enhance your visibility. When you take me up on this offer and you book a 15-minute appointment with me, I'll get to know you a little bit better, you'll get to know me a little bit better, and we would love to do that. But please, if you are booking an appointment, make sure you show up. Don't take that spot away from people that may really want it. We're a boutique firm. We don't work with everyone, but we would love to get to know you and see if we can help. So right now, with your phones out, I'd love for you to type the word media to the number 797979. That was media to 797979. You know, I was once in a theater just like you. And I was sitting in a seat just like where you're sitting. And I remember looking up at the guy on stage and thinking, how did he master his life? How did he get there? How did he get happy with his day? And now I'm up here, and I have that key. And I would love to share it with you. So before I get off stage, one more announcement. We have a fabulous one-day seminar coming up. I have joined forces with the world's expert in persuasion training. gentleman named Jim Lutz out of San Diego. He and I are teaming up for a new seminar we're going to be taking across the country called The Training. And we're going to be training on charisma, persuasion, and influence. If you'd like to join us, we would love to have you. The date is going to be June 23rd. The bad news is that the seminar takes place in San Diego. But for those of you who may want to come visit sunny San Diego, we would love to have you. If you are looking to move and maneuver around your most inconceivable obstacles, if you're looking for greater financial success, or maybe you're just looking for the love of your life, ladies, right? 2 hands. Come and join us. That was the bad news. The good news is that because I love Dallas so much, we have just decided, and you are the first to hear about this. We haven't announced it on the website yet, but we will after today. We are adding a city to our national tour, and that city is Dallas. So yes, Dallas, we will be coming back here for you with the training. 25 minutes here is not enough time together. So I would love to invite you back to a more intimate setting where we can spend the day together. For less than the price of what dinner is going to cost you on Saturday night, you'll be able to come and learn invaluable skills that you can use across every facet of your life. So, for those that would love to join us, the event is going to take place here in Dallas on July 14th. So less than 8 weeks, we're going to be right back here in this fabulous city. And we have a special promotional bonus code for you. So with your phone still out, for those of you that have internet access in here, I'd love you to type in this website. And for those that don't, please write it down. The website is dallascpi.com. That's dallascpi.com. CPI standing for charisma, persuasion, and influence. dallascpi.com. When you go to this website, punch in the promotional code VIP, because we are all VIPs. And that'll get you $50 off of this event. Now, I'm going to do one more thing, and my team doesn't know this yet. Sorry, team. I'm going to leave this open for 72 hours, the promotional code. 72 hours, because I would really love for you to take this opportunity back to your family or back to your friends, or better yet, if you're business owners, back to your employees. This is how you build a team, is you get them the skills that they need to knock it out of the park in life. 72 hours, please join us in Dallas. I would like to leave you with 3 things. Number 1, it is never too late to chase your dream. If you have a dream in your heart, maybe you want to write that book, maybe you want to move to that city, maybe you want to divorce that guy. I don't know what your dream is, but please know that it's not too late. I went to Hollywood 20 years later than everyone deemed appropriate. I mean, if you're 22 years old in Hollywood, you're over the hill, right? Do you know how many people I had telling me I was crazy? But do you know how many people I had that supported me when I decided to show up for myself? It is never too late to suck. You must dare to suck or you will be stuck. And lastly, please make sure your company, yourself, your story is visible in the media. It is so important. And with that, I would like to say thank you. I have very much enjoyed being here.
Fantastic. Thank you, Katerina. Thank you. All right. We are ready.